Hello, this is another tough video, so tell a friend video, but this time I try to keep it very short and I want to kind of sketch this in 5 minutes. So how does the system work? Now the thing is, you have seen many videos from me with Machiavelli and how the system, how Corona brought up kind of very transparently how a system could work. And now if we look at the population, then the 20% of the population generate most of the wealth and 80% of the people receive wealth. So we divide, so these are, I would say this might not be true in in non-industrial countries, but in industrial countries, so for about 2 billion people, this will apply. So you have 20% of people that generate most of the wealth and 80% that actually receive wealth. Now the thing is that happens is these 20% of people, I put a dollar sign, so plus dollar, and I put a minus dollar here. Now, these ones actually generate the money. So that money now goes into I would say 3 parts. And the first one is the government. And so I put here the government or the state. And the government then gives that money, for example, to the poor. So it's this distribution. And I would say this is about, put that in blue, 30% of the money. It's about 30% that flows to the government and the government gives it to the poor. Now, the second part is the companies. So I now put on .com, but it's the industry, it's the companies. And the companies also get about 30% of that money. And now the remaining 40%, and you know, this may be in different economies differently, so maybe also slightly different, but we have 3 about evenly distributed parts. So these guys get, and that's the third one, so they get 40% themselves. So that means you have these 3 money generating things. So one goes to the government, one goes to the companies, and the number 3 goes to the people themselves. So the ones that, the ones that are very workative and hands-on people that rock that rock society. And maybe it is a 30, 70, you know, there's always, as always, there's a gray zone here, and how do you define that? And it's obviously a curve. You know, so some get everything and some get only a little, and some are kind of even, some generate much. So it's a distribution here. Now there's 2 things that I want to say here, and that want to add, and that is the government is, and I call this now led by, you know, so it's led by, and I would say corrupt or corrupted politicians. Yeah, so it's led by politicians that can be easily corrupted. So they take stuff from this money in their salaries, but also they are corrupted by, and now first, before that, I mentioned that the commercial organizations, they are also here led by corrupt or corrupted by money managers. Yeah, so this is the other, and I would now say this is the worst thing we have in our, so these So corrupted managers run the companies and corrupted politicians run the government. And now there is one, you know, and now we go to Machiavelli, so Machiavelli, and this is the princes. So these are the rulers of the world, you know, around maybe 100,000, you know, people. And the princes control this, and what they do is they corrupt these guys. So you have these red ones, as Machiavelli explained very well how a prince should play this game, so corrupt the helpers. And now the thing is, now who is happy? Because the central question is, are people happy or are people unhappy? You know, so this is the big question mark. And if, for example, these guys are all happy, then maybe this is a perfect system. You know, maybe these guys believe that they do a lot and they have to do a lot, so maybe these ones are also happy. So the question we have to ask ourselves, are we happy or are we not happy? But what I see at the moment, that this is the system, how it works. And now you can ask yourself where you are. So there is 5 different people, let's say 4, but because the prince, I think hardly any time a prince would listen to such a video here. So there are 4 plus 1 groups of people. So there is the ones that rock the world. So this is the number ones, the 20% that rock the industry and society. Then there is number 2, the ones that actually, you know, are relatively passive and receive a lot. And then there is a small group of corrupted politicians, a small group, and then there is a small group of corrupted managers. And then obviously there is a very small group of, you know, princes that run the game like Machiavelli described, so they run it very well. Now the thing is, so are we happy? And if we are happy, or whether we are happy, depends very much of what we believe our perceived reality is. So that is why I will write here perceived, I think write it perceived reality. Yeah, so it's your perceived reality is whether you feel happy or you feel unhappy. Now the thing is, if you look at this system and you have located yourself, let's say you're a corrupt manager, do you know? Maybe you don't know. So your perceived reality is that you even don't know. You are aware. So in your perceived reality, you think you do a great job and you are happy. So fine, that's perfect. So I always go with the statement from Shakespeare, there is no good, there is no bad. The perceived reality makes it so. Shakespeare said, the thinking makes it so, but I do not like this. And Shakespeare didn't know that there is actually this 3-brain model, and where he thought the thinking is in the head, you know, the thinking is, this is one brain, but the thinking is, the judgment is here in the emotions, you know, that is, so that means Shakespeare's quote, and the thinking makes it so, should be that the emotions make it so. And the emotions depend greatly on the perceived reality, plus obviously our goal in life. So if we see ourselves that we are, you know, a workative guy here, and we love it, you know, we love our work and we love to help, then this perceived reality here is, that's fine, that's perfect. And so now the question I have, or kind of that I ask myself, where am I? And I think that this can vary. This can vary over your lifetime. So obviously as a kid you are here because you receive. So in the first maybe 15 years or so of your life, you mainly receive. And that is very important, that's if you perceive it as a money game, because there is another system that you could use which may be better, and that is a system of love and care. So that depends now, and that is, this is all about money. Here's plus money, minus money. So this system is about money. What I ask people is, could you move out just a little bit, maybe 20% of your energy and time, into a system that is more based on love? So go away from money, go more to love. We need money because we need to eat, we need our stuff, our water, our housing, our clothes, and so on. So that means you need this, you obviously need the industry to generate money, and so that is fine. The only question that we should ask, once our perceived reality is very close to the real reality, is now the question that we all should ask ourselves, is how much money, so how much do you want? Is that more towards the money, or is it more towards love? And that is the big question that each one of us should ask. And I think that every day we can start within 1 second to say, well, maybe I'm going to shift a little bit more in this love thing and care, interpersonal relationships and so on. And we can start immediately to move from dollars or euros or whatever it is here in renminbi, whatever it is, and move to a more love-oriented society. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.